Welcome to another episode of the Co-op Connection podcast. Today we are joined by Al and Monique from Meridian Signs. We discussed the types of signage that they can help you with, the experience they bring to the table, and what sets them apart from other companies. We hope you enjoy.
All right, Al, Monique, thank you so much for being here. We're so glad that we could talk to both of y'all and kind of learn more about Meridian Signs today. So we're glad you're here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting us, and looking forward to sharing some information with you and about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And
Yeah.
We're very excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, let's start off with this because you both are familiar faces to the co-op. A lot of people know you, especially you, Monique, since you're the one that talks to most of our vendors. But you're with Meridian Sign. So kind of walk me through where did this come from? How did Meridian start? And we'll go from there.
Well, some of you may know me already. I used to be heavily involved myself with the co-op program many years ago. I was my original experience starts with starting National Signs many years ago, as most of churches in the Houston and surrounding had used us through the church co-op program. And as most of you may not know, National Signs is unfortunately is bankrupt, and I had sold the company back in 2012, moved on, started other ventures and started other sign companies, and about 2 years ago, Greg Hollenberg and myself, who was the president of National Signs at the time, as I sold the company, stayed on, became the CEO of the company, and then a few years later he left, and then that's when trouble started for National Signs. When Greg left, things started going downhill, and eventually the company fell into bankruptcy. And he and I were in having meetings over several months, talking about possibly acquiring National Signs out of bankruptcy. And when we were running into problems with the courts and various things, we said, you know what, forget this. We'll just go ahead and start an entity named Meridian Signs. And by then, our ex-employees were calling us and saying, well, we heard you guys are going to buy National Signs, and if you are, even if you're not, we want to come work for you guys. And so that's exactly what happened. We started roughly about 18 months ago.
Okay.
Shortly after we started in January, Monique joined us, as well as Rainey and a few other people from another entity called State Signs that used to be also a very prominent sign company in Houston, just like National Sign.
Yeah.
They also closed doors. Somebody bought them, and they decided to close doors. And so we were, our timing was perfect.
Yeah.
We were able to, as the old saying, we put the band together. So today, currently, we have about 20 employees at Meridian Signs. And exciting part of it is that myself, Joanne, as well as Greg and John Graff, who we were all part of the management team in the peak of National Sign Days, we were all working together as a team again and building an amazing company, and we're having an amazing success. We're also having phenomenal success with Monique's great salesmanship and her follow-up and the way she's as good as warm she is. She's able to do a lot of signs work for various churches in Houston and surrounding.
I think that was great, just talking about timing, because we talked and you came to us. You said, "Hey, unfortunately, I'm leaving where I'm at, but hey, do you know Al Ross?" And I remember with Patty, she was like, "Oh yeah,"
she was so excited.
Oh yeah, she was so excited. So it's such an easy transition because we already knew how well you knew the sign industry and what you did at National Signs, and then you sold it. But then we also knew how much our members love talking to you and the experience they have. So it was such an easy decision when you brought that up about, hey, so Meridian Signs is where I'm going. Maybe we should look into it.
It was divine intervention.
Oh, it was.
It really was.
Yeah, it was an easy decision. But I think it's been great. You talked about, I think it's been just over a year now that y'all have been on.
Joining with you guys, yes, about a year.
Yep. So you were at the conference, which was great timing too, because we bring on a new vendor and then you're there.
Yes.
And it's kind of like, hey, this is Meridian Signs. So we're excited that y'all will be back at this upcoming conference. But I wanted to ask you, maybe Monique, since you're the one that talks to our members and is kind of the one that goes out there. We're talking about signage.
Yeah.
So, what does that look like? Is that a sign that, it's like a banner, or what do y'all love to do the most when it comes to when we say the word signage? What does that look like for y'all? Everything.
We love doing from ADA interior to exterior wayfinding, monuments, LED displays. We love it all.
Yeah.
It's in our blood.
Yeah. So you can really do a wide range.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, we're looking for build long-term relationships.
Yes.
So it's not about how much or what it is. We want you to always, when you think of signage need, think of one name only, Meridian.
And
Because we've helped you with that banner, we've helped you with that flagpole, or the flags, or we helped you with the monument sign. We want to do it all.
That's
we
great.
want to be a single source for the members of the church co-op program
That's great.
and the community.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's something too that sets y'all apart. Obviously dealing with a couple of other sign companies that have been vendors of the co-op. It was very limited to, hey, it's really if you need a big ginormous monument sign outside, we'll do that. Or even kind of you started doing the wayfinding, but it's more of like, well, we want to do the bigger projects. Where not every church or organization that's a part of the co-op needs a big project.
Right.
They may only need one or two things done. And so I love, that was kind of the excitement with you is we can now offer more.
Yes.
And so I'm glad that y'all are here because it allows everybody to meet you more personable, but also understand that it doesn't have to be a large project
Exactly.
anymore. But we'll start with the large projects and work our way down. So when we're thinking about the monument signs, those that are on the street where somebody's driving by and it's let's catch the eye of somebody. This is our church. Do y'all see any trends that churches should know about? Are people leaning more towards the monument side of things, or are they going more LED, digital? What are y'all seeing in your industry right now?
A lot of churches want the LED displays. A lot of times that's out of their budgets, though.
Okay.
Unfortunately. But, we do offer a finance plan for
Okay.
the churches, a special finance plan for the churches. But yeah, a lot of them want those LED displays, but they are kind of pricey. And
Yeah.
we try to work with them, and we'll do things in phases for them also.
Okay.
Just whatever we can do to help get them the most appropriate sign for them.
Okay. I kind of know some of the answer here, but for the sake of the people listening and watching, what do you think drives those churches towards the LED over, maybe a beautiful monument sign that they have?
The thing, if I can take that on, keep in mind, a static monument sign, whatever the name is, 24/7, it says the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have the ability to change the message and really communicate with the audience. Now I know today we have social medias, we have a lot of different venues, but still the most effective, cost-effective, and effective method of communicating with the community is a signage.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to say that every member lives in the same area as where the church is, but in general, what we see is a large portion of people that are members are within the community of where the church resides. And so it's a nice way for them to be able to communicate with the public, or it's a nice way to even communicate with somebody who is not a member.
Sure.
That says, wait a minute, they've got all these great programs, I wasn't aware of that,
Yeah.
and maybe I need to stop in and check things out.
Sure.
And so I think it's, in old days, before the social media and all the things that we see online, this was really about the only way that they could communicate with the public.
Mm-hmm.
Is through the advertising or signage.
Yeah.
So it's very effective. It's simple. It doesn't require a lot of planning.
Okay.
You have access now on your iPhone or any phone, really, not just iPhone. You have access to changing it, seeing what message
Okay.
is. It's a lot easier to use these days than it was even 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So
They can set up a message schedule for a whole year in advance.
Okay.
It's come a long way.
So it's almost like on the onset, they might have to think through a budget
Yeah.
standpoint of, they may be spending a little bit more than they would on a monument sign. But when you think about the message and
Yes.
what that church is trying to obtain, But I mean, if you could take a year's worth of messaging and upload it, then you're also saving yourself time. So that might outweigh the potential extra cost you might have.
Yeah, and what Monique was referring to is that we have some in-house, we have an in-house financing program that we put together. It started really specifically for churches, and it gives them the ability to come in and acquire an LED, buy an LED display without having to come up with whatever the dollar is. You know, we use the word expensive. It really isn't that expensive when you look at the number of people you can reach to, per viewing, per cars. It's actually very cost effective, but the initial upfront commitment, it is on if you do it right and buy the U.S. made product, it is more expensive than if you buy an imported product. But with our in-house financing and the terms that we provide, it really makes it a lot easier for churches to be able to afford it. And then also, you know, a lot of times we've had in the past where they put together signage package, and we've seen it where we did the financing whereby a member says, you know what, I couldn't quite write a check for X number of dollars today, but I'll pick up the monthly payment. We've had it where two members split that cost on a monthly basis. So it's our ability to be able to be very creative to meet the needs of that particular facility is, and that's what we're all about. That's you know, when we say earlier, when we said that we you know, we'll do the banner, we'll do the exterior sign, interior signs. You know, we're wanting to build relationships. And that's how we can go out and provide the financing, because we are focused on that. And really, it all comes down to one thing: we love what we do. Period.
There you go.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's great. And I want to touch base real quick because you mentioned it, but your signs are U.S. made, correct?
Absolutely.
Because I think I won't, no names drop, but there's a specific member of ours that you were doing kind of a price comparison with, and they found something that was much cheaper.
Yes.
But you had warned them that if you go with this, there's a reason why it's much cheaper. And the reason is because you may be calling me in 6 months saying, this is broken, or this needs to be fixed. Well, then over the long term of that sign, they're going to be paying more. So I think that's a huge thing, that y'all provide good products as well. Because, you know, sometimes that initial sticker shock happens with members. They're like, oh, wow, I didn't know it was going to cost that much. It's like, sure, but let's break it down. What does that actually equate to? Or what does it look like monthly? Or what are you actually getting out of it? And so I've always appreciated that about you guys, is it's going to be durable, and it's going to last, and it's going to matter.
Well, we back up our product with a 5-year parts and labor warranty.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have there's no cost of ownership. You know, our products are made in the U.S. We have parts available to us. We have our ability to come out here, respond to your needs. And yes, we could go to overseas and bring the same product. I could literally, I mean, I actually had one sales rep stopped in mid last week, and now they're calling and saying they want to come see us. But we could have, you know, container loads of this stuff here tomorrow. But the product is important, that you get product, that you buy a product that there's supports and parts for it. So we're excited about our product line, and we back it up with a 5-year.
That's great. That's great. So now shifting away from the outside, you know, you mentioned that you do interior signage. So if I'm a church or an organization and I'm looking at the interior, we'll say like a church, what exactly do you mean by interior signage? Is this going to be like the little plaques on a door that may say this is whose class? Like what does that look like?
We do classroom plaques.
Okay.
We do restroom, elevator signs. I mean, anything that can direct you. We do hanging wayfinding. You know, to point down hallways. Anything you can think of, and we can do custom. You know, to where it's. And mostly it's custom, because we want to, you know, complement the church and their design. So, we can do just about anything you can dream of. We can do it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I know that, just speaking of that, you know, at our church, you helped with the sign that it's at the front and it actually kind of shows what does the campus look like.
Yes.
And I think that's great because if you're a visitor and it's your first time, you get to walk up to that sign, you get to go, oh, okay, this is where I need to go take my kid.
Exactly.
And it's just that extra step of almost hospitality that they could have that you provide that people might not think about. Yes, we've talked about, you mentioned the 5-year warranty that you have. We've talked about the US based products, which matter. Anything else that you would add to what separates you from other companies in the industry?
I think the most important thing that we bring to the market, to the table, to our client is the amount of experience that our team has. I think it's incredible that we're able to bring the amount of talent that we have, because ultimately what that means, the benefit for our client is our ability to come up with some great solution for to solve their problems. Signage, wayfinding system, our ability to come up with some great design ideas, come up with ideas that we know it's going to work. I mean, cumulatively, we have several hundred years of experience. For instance, John Graff, who is our production and installation manager, he has 40-year plus. I've got roughly about 30 years, and Monic's got 10-year plus, and Rainey's got 35 years, and Greg's got almost 20 years. I mean, it's just a design team.
That's impressive.
As a matter of fact, one of our elite design team, he's been with me for almost 28 years.
Wow.
To be very honest with you. And so it's that's what really sets us apart. Experience, and I think I've said this before. We really love what we do, and it's it's part of life. You gotta make a living. You've got to sell something, but we're doing it because we really enjoy working with the churches. We enjoy providing the solutions, and there's just gives us energy when we finish your product.
It's so exciting when those signs go up and the church members are so excited. It's
very gratifying.
Right.
It's very gratifying.
What you're there to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just for us, for me, to be honest with you, I could have retired when I sold my company the first time around.
Sure.
But we just love this industry. I just love it, and I've been involved in home building. As you know, we own a flagpole company. We own other businesses, and just when the opportunity was there for us to get back in, it was like, all right, we're going to do it. Jump in there quickly. It wasn't a decision. It wasn't have to go home and it was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it because it gives us that much excitement when we think about signs and what it does for people, and really it allows us to help people to realize their vision, their dreams.
Yeah.
Is what it comes to.
That's great. Well, that's exactly how we felt too, right? When it was presented to us that you're at Meridian Signs, both of y'all, and you want to be a part of the co-op, it's kind of like we didn't have to think about it. Let's just do it. So thank you all so much for coming. I love having our vendors on because it allows them to get to know the people that may be reaching out to them and talking to them, or the people that really drive the vision of the companies that we partner with. And so it's always great. It kind of helps with just getting to know you more. But I'll have their information at the end, and maybe I'll even show some signs that y'all have done, because I know we've got some.
That'd be beautiful.
So we'll put some on the podcast. But if you have any needs, please reach out to Monique and Al, and thank y'all again for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. For more information about Meridian Signs or the co-op, please visit our website at www.churchcoop.org.